What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about how you can train like a D1 QB. So we're going to be walking you through an exact training session that I do with my high school and college quarterbacks. So I hope it's able to help you out. Let's get started. So fellas, the first 30 minutes of any training session that I do is generally without the football. We don't do much throwing. We'll do some drills where we're holding the football, some drills where we're throwing with a towel, but we're not result focused right now. We are focused on building good mechanical habits and strengthening different parts of my body that will help with my throwing sequence. This brings you to my first exercise, which is our single leg hops exercise. You guys could probably guess what the drill is going to be just based off the name of the drill, but I'm going to explain to you the reason why. I believe a great coach is able to tell you what you need to do, give you drills you need to be able to do, but also can explain why you're doing certain exercises. So as a quarterback, our whole philosophy, at least with what I do and how I train my guys, it's based on throwing efficiency, taking pressure off your arm, and just pretty much having good mechanical habits. And that starts with your base. So a throwing sequence from a quarterback top to bottom, I'll give you a quick 30-second breakdown so we can get into these drills for you guys. So a throwing sequence for a QB is a lot like a baseball swing for a baseball player. So you want to be in a nice stacked position, head, knee, and foot are stacked like a skyscraper. You want your weight back. And what you want to do is you want to stride like you're taking a step to the pitcher. But instead of holding the bat back here, you're going to rotate your shoulders back, separate your hands. This position is called dissociation. Then what happens? You rotate through with your hips, and your hips fire through before the arm. And if your hip can be here with your elbow and your football trailing behind, that takes pressure off your arm. You'll be able to throw for longer periods of time and have more velocity on your throws. Now, all of that is set up by the base. A lot of QBs like to do this. They like to push forward when they take their front stride. But when your weight's forward, you can't rotate your shoulders back. It'd be like hitting a baseball like this. Not going to have any power and not going to engage your hips. But a lot of QBs, when they take a rhythm 3-step drop, and this is what this drill's for, or even a 1-step drop, they have a ton of weight on their front foot because they lack back leg strength and ankle stability, which is why we do this our very first drill with any quarterback that I train. So let's say I'm taking a 3-step drop and I want to throw to the left. I go 1, crossover 2, hit my 3rd step. A lot of QBs, because they're not comfortable sitting into their back leg, they have this inside cave. Their skyscraper is falling down. They're not stacked. So when they go to take a stride to throw, their shoulders are forward, their hip, their knee, their foot trails behind them, elbow and hand are ahead of the hip, and that puts a ton of pressure on your arm. Can you get good at a bad habit? Yes, but it will not be sustainable and it will not be efficient. So where we have to get to, and that's where this drill comes into play, is we take a 3-step drop 1, crossover 2, 3rd step should be under your armpit. We should be nice and stacked, shin should be straight. You should be able to stand on 1 foot. That's where this drill comes into play, you guys. So for a 10-yard space, this is a little bit shorter so you guys can see it, but for a 10-yard space, what I'll do with my QBs is what we'll stand on their throwing side foot, and all I have them do, I clap my hands. When I clap, they jump, and they got to stick it and hold. Why do I do that? You are physically unable to balance on 1 foot if your skyscraper is falling, like a lot of QBs get in their drop. So if you guys jump, and let's say your head shifts forward a little bit, you're gonna fall. A lot of QBs really struggle with this. So this builds back leg strength and ankle stability, getting us comfortable landing on my 3rd step where I should be, so I can rotate my shoulders back and have my hips go through. So I'll clap, jump, gotta stick it, clap, jump, gotta stick it. It might be tough, you might have to tap the ground, that's fine. Anything's fine, just make sure you're getting to your base. So we do that for 10 yards on my clap, a little bit of a leg burner, but it's a good start to the workout. So we'll show you how this should look full speed from a different angle, but it's a great drill to start off our workout. Now, before we show that example full speed and get to the rest of the drills in this workout, fellas, if you're a quarterback watching this or even a wide receiver and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches, we're going to be traveling out to 7 more cities across the entire U.S. this year, fellas, for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. So guys, go to that very first link in the description below if you would like to sign up to train with myself and my staff. It's 2 full days, 8 hours total of training where we're actually working with you individually, giving you coaching, give you constructive feedback that you guys can actually apply. Our camps are not 1 million people. We limit spots. That's why all of our camps sell out insanely fast. Our first 8 camps sold out. 2 out of the 7 remaining are completely sold out. So guys, make sure you take advantage of us having available spots. Next up, we're going to be coming out to Newark, New Jersey. We have availability there. Then Birmingham, Alabama. We have availability there, but then we'll be coming out to Houston, Texas. That's sold out. Then we'll be heading out to Boston, Massachusetts. That has like 2 more spots left. After that, we'll be coming out to Columbus, Ohio. That's completely sold out. And then we'll finish off our tour in Boise, Idaho, and Los Angeles, California, which only has maybe about 3 or 4 spots remaining. So guys, take advantage of this. If you would like to train with myself and my staff again for 2 full days, very first link in that description below, we'd love to have you there. Now, one thing too, fellas, I want to make clear, if you don't have a partner for this drill, I want you to just jump and hold the jump for 1001 and then jump again. So you don't need a partner to clap for you on this if you don't have that, but I'll show you this should look full speed. Now, the next drill we'll do, fellas, like we said, it does not require a ball. First 30 minutes of every single training session I do does not require a football, because we're building good mechanical habits and we're not focused on results. We're focused on good reps and building good habits. So this drill is called the straight jacket drill. So this works on our full throwing sequence. Remember, we talked about in the beginning of this video, everything that we do is built off of that throwing sequence. So remember, I'm in my base, my weight's back. We talked about why that's important. I take a stride to the target. What do I have to do? I got to rotate my shoulders back. Now, after I rotate my shoulders back, this is where that straight jacket drill comes into play that we're talking about. When I rotate my shoulders back, what brings my shoulders through? It's my hips. It's my front hip opening. We call it internal rotation. You want your knee to go to your knee. You don't want this wide rotation. You don't want to pick up your back foot. You don't want to leave your back foot behind. What you want to do is you want to have your hips bring the shoulders through, and you want to finish as close together with your knees. That's a little gross what my back ankle does. You don't have to do that. That's just from years of dragging, but you want to be as close together with your knees as you can. So that's what this drill works on. So you're going to start out in a literal straight jacket, like what they put, you know, crazy people in so they can't hurt themselves. So your hands are going to be like this, can't move your hands. Nice and relaxed, up tall. The rhythm of this drill, we're going to be doing it for 10 yards. It's going to be front foot, back foot, stay loaded on your back legs, stay stacked in your skyscraper, stride. As you stride, your shoulders go back, then the hips, bring the shoulders through. Your shoulders should stay insanely quiet. A lot of guys will make the mistake of doing this on this drill. We don't want to do that. We want to be nice and smooth. Hips bring the shoulders through. Then you reset back to base, front foot, back foot, stride, hips bring the shoulders through. So I'm going to show you how that should look full speed. I recommend for that hop drill, we did it for 10 yards. We do 2 sets of that. For this straight jacket drill, we do 4 sets of 10 yards. Show you how this should look full speed. Great drill to work on your hips, bringing your shoulders through in your throwing sequence. So now, fellas, this next thing we're going to be doing requires a ball. This is part of our warm-up routine, getting our arm nice and loose as a quarterback. So this is going to be something called our no stride drill. So this kind of works on a lot of the same mechanical philosophies that we were talking about with our hop drill and with our straight jacket drill. So a lot of QBs, they get to that, like when I tell them to get to that stacked base, they get there, and they get there fine. They start to develop back leg ankle stability, but quarterbacks love to be linear. When they're trying to throw the ball hard, what do they love to do? They love to push, right? And so when you push off of your back foot to create the front stride, or push as you're striding, where does all your body weight go? Shifts to the front foot. So now I can't rotate my shoulders back, can't get to dissociation, so I end up doing this. And if you're a QB who swings open, if you're a QB who kind of comes down and maybe has this really high release, generally that's what's that from. What you want to do, guys, is you want to be able to stride to the target, but just like a baseball swing, you keep your weight on your back leg. I tell my guys, try to keep your back shin straight when your foot makes contact with the ground, because that will allow you to rotate your shoulders back. Now I'm in dissociation, and guess what happens? Just like that straight jacket drill, your hips bring the shoulder through. And remember, if my hip can be ahead of my elbow on the ball, it takes pressure off the arm, and we have a sustainable motion. So this drill completely gets rid of that habit. So what you're going to do is we're taking the front stride out of the equation. Your front foot's are, let's say I'm throwing to the camera right now. If I'm playing catch with the camera, I'm pointing my front toe slightly to the right of you. I don't like it when QBs are straight open. If you're more comfortable that way, that's cool too. I just feel like sometimes guys can over-rotate when they do that. So slightly, not this, I don't want you to be closed off, slightly to the right of the target. Weight's gonna be loaded on your back leg, gonna be nice and stacked, nice and tall. Your arms are already gonna be back like so. All you're gonna do, you're just playing catch with your partner 10 yards away, throwing it a net, whatever it is. You're just gonna think, you're not thinking shoulders, arm, or hand at all. You're thinking hips. Hips bring the ball through. And if you do about 15 to 20 reps of this as a part of your warm-up, this gets rid of the push forward. If you're a dude who loves to do this drill is perfect for you. So which is most quarterbacks. So front foot's open, already back with my shoulders, hips bringing through, and just finish without that front foot moving. That's exactly how we should be in our throwing mechanical sequence. So I'm going to show you how this drill should look full speed. Now this next drill is part of our throwing warm-up, you guys, is going to be our crossover 1001 drills. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a partner about 10 yards away. Let's pretend our partner is over here towards the left. You're going to take the last 2 steps of a rhythm 3-step drop. Even if your school does not do like a traditional 3-step drop, as I know a lot of programs are going to shuffle footwork, that's totally fine too, by the way. This helps with all of it. It helps with quick game, helps with shuffle. It's just working on getting our weight to our back leg and getting to that skyscraper position off of some movement, because it's very easy to get to that skyscraper when we're playing catch. When QBs drop back, that's generally when they get very heavy onto their front side. So all it is, you're going to cross your feet over, nice and light on your feet. It's going to be just a crossover. If you're a righty, it's left, nice and light. Right, 1001, get your weight back. You should feel yourself back. If you feel yourself doing this, you're doing it wrong. Head is even with your knee and your foot. 1, 2, 1001, throw. And we're thinking about the exact throwing sequence that we just did on that no stride drill. So after we do this drill, then we're going to get into some routes and some more complex throws that we like to do. But this is a great drill to work on you getting to your back leg. So I'm going to show you this should look full speed. We should be doing about, I would say, 10 to 12 reps of this drill. So now, fellas, after we got nice and warm, after we did our mechanical drills, now we get into the throwing workout. So I'm not a big believer of making quarterbacks do things that they're not going to have to do in a game. So if you ever come to a training session with me, and this is why I think a lot of quarterbacks, you know, like when they train with me, they feel like kind of a different vibe than maybe what they're used to. I'm not a big equipment guy. I don't have the cones set up. I don't have the obstacle courses set up. We're not doing all these shuffling drills and then throwing off of it. We're throwing off of drops. We're working on our mechanics. We're throwing off platform. We're throwing on the run. And we are working routes. We are working actual live game situations. So every single thing that we do, every single throw that we work has a purpose. There's a play concept behind it, because that's what you have to do as a quarterback. As a younger coach, guys, I was that way. Like I had the hurdles, I had the stuff, I was having guys do certain drills, but I just felt like it wasn't translating. I felt like a lot of my quarterbacks that I was training, they were really good at the drill work, but when it was time to go to school and they had to throw a timing bang 8, when they had to throw a deep comeback, I was like, man, we didn't work enough of that. I felt responsible as a coach, and that's why I felt like maybe I let them down a little bit. And that's why my whole training philosophy changed. And for me personally, that's when more quarterbacks started to come to our clinics, our camps, and our training sessions that we have in Southern California. So generally at every single route, depending on the number of kids that we have, whether it's a group session or a private session, we will work 4 throws, and we will work each throw on each side, and we will do 4 to 5 reps of each specific throw. So let's say we have 4 routes on the left, we're doing 5 reps, that's 20 throws on the left. So we have 4 routes on the right, we're doing 5 reps, that's 20 throws on the right. So that's 40 throws where we're focused on our mechanics and focused on a certain skill. So what would those 4 throws be? So I generally like doing 4 types of things. I like to work a timing route, I like to work a progression, I like to work an off-platform throw, and I like to work a deep ball. So like those can consist of a few different things. So let's say this is a workout that I did the other day with a group of quarterbacks that I had. The first route that we threw was a bang 8. So the outside receiver was running a quick post, and the footwork we were working was a rhythm 3-step. So that kind of builds off of the stuff we were doing in the very beginning. So set, go, 1, 2, 3, hit the bang 8 post. Then the second route we were working was a smash corner versus cover 2. So the outside receiver runs a hitch, slot receiver runs a corner. And I was having them work a little shuffle footwork. Sometimes we mix up the footwork depending on the advancement of the group. But what I would have them do is they would shuffle, look at the hitch, corner crashes down, reset to the corner, not hitch up, reset, stay in your base, and then throw. Everything we do is very realistic, you guys. It's very rare that I let guys just go through the motions. Actually, it never happens. I never let them go through the motions. Our footwork matters and the attention to detail matters. Then the next throw we did was a deep, like 12-yard dig, where the dig was settling in the first window. So the concept we were talking about, and there's many concepts like this, it would be a deep dig, slot receivers running like a whip, outside linebacker goes, but we were working an off-platform movement. We were working C-gap pressure and then A-gap pressure. So I was having my quarterbacks take a 3-step drop. I'd yell climb, they would step up, A-gap pressure, and I might have other quarterbacks give them that pressure. A-gap pressure, they step back and then throw. On the right side, it's similar. C-gap pressure here, step up, step forward, and throw. Remember, we work each throw 4 to 5 reps on each side. And then last but not least, we were throwing a deep post. So this was just off a simple 3-step drop and a hitch. So we'd take a 3-step drop, hitch up, and let that deep post go. So To give you a feel for that, those are the types of throws that we like to work. It varies every single session, but those are generally the concepts that we try to focus on. So if you guys can pull different plays from your actual playbook and add those to your workouts, that's how I would go about structuring a training session, and that's what I've seen the most success with the guys that I train.